Hello everybody, and thank you guys for tuning in this video. My name is Cole Marnes, and today's episode we're going to be talking about the NFL in Week 14. It's part 1 of 2. If you want to find the link for part 2 after this video, you can go down in the description below and click on the link for that. And we'll start off with my overall predictions for last week. Last week we had 15 games, went 10-5 in those, so going 66%, which is not too bad, and bringing my season total up to 105, 73, and 2. And before we get into the games here in Week 14, the first part of the games at least, we'll talk about the AFC playoff picture and right now who's leading the divisions and who are the wildcard teams and what teams are still in the playoff hunt. Right now, for our division leaders in our rankings for the top 4, Oakland leads the way right now with a 10-2 record leading the West. New England in second, also with a 10-2 record leading the East. Baltimore in third right now with a 7-5 record leading the North. And then Houston in fourth place with a 6-6 record leading the South. And there are 2 wildcard teams also come out of the Western Division in the AFC, as Kansas City with a 9-3 record has a 5th spot, and Denver with a 8-4 record has the final and 6th playoff spot. Teams right now chasing down those 2 teams and still have a chance to get into this playoffs. Miami with a 7-5 record, Pittsburgh with a 7-5 record. Indianapolis Colts with a 6-6 record, but are right now tied with the Houston Texans for that AFC South division lead, along with Tennessee, who is also 6-6, tied with the Houston Texans. So that should be an interesting one to watch in these last 4 games of the year. And the Buffalo Bills at 6-6. So these 5 teams right now trying to find their way into the wild card or at least into the division lead. As right now, 4 of those teams have a great chance to try to take over that division lead. And right now we'll head into our Week 14 games in Part 1 of Week 14, as we'll start off with Thursday Night Football in a very, very big one. So we'll start off a battle for the AFC West in the lead for the AFC West, as the Oakland Raiders will take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Oakland comes in this game 10-2, picking up a victory against the Buffalo Bills, right now on a 6-game winning streak and first in the AFC West. Then for the Kansas City Chiefs, they come in this game 9-3. A win over Atlanta, second in the AFC West, and right now 1 game behind Oakland. They pick up the win in this one. They will take over the AFC West and probably the second position in the AFC playoffs, depending on how New England does. In this one, I think it's going to be a very, very close game. This is a hard pick for me to choose in this. Both teams looking very good so far in the last couple of weeks. Kansas City had to go to overtime with Denver and ended up beating them, so it was a huge win for them a couple weeks ago. A huge win against division-leading Atlanta last week, and a late second interception by Barry on a 2-point conversion to put them up by 1 when Atlanta was trying to go up by 3. Barry having a very great game in that one. Also had an interception return for a touchdown as well. This one, it's hard to say who's going to win this, but I'm going to go with the division leader right now, the Oakland Raiders. They have been looking so good this year, and I believe that this team is going to keep it going. And I think the Raiders will just barely hold on to this one. It's going to be a pretty good battle of defenses. Oakland's defense does not start off the season very well, but they get things going lately. I'm going to go with the Raiders pick up the victory over the Kansas City Chiefs Thursday Night Football, 24-21. Now we have 2 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time games on Sunday, as the Pittsburgh Steelers take on the Buffalo Bills. Steelers come in this game 7-5 with a win over the New York Giants last week, right now on a 3-game winning streak, and second right now in the AFC North. Right now technically tied with the Baltimore Ravens, but the Ravens have the win over them earlier this season that put them ahead of the Steelers. And the Bills come in this game 6-6, so they lost to Oakland last week, and right now still in the playoff hunt. Right now 2 games out from the Denver Broncos, and they just found out that Percy Harvin, the guy they just picked up a couple weeks ago to come back and play wide receiver, he's going to be out for the season now, as he's under the illness list in the NFL, so we'll not be seeing him anymore for the rest of the season. That might be a big thing that hurts Buffalo Bills, but I don't believe he played too much this season to maybe that big of an impact. This one, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think the Steelers are just a better team in this one. The Steelers team looking very, very good so far in the last couple of weeks, improving a lot, especially with a big win over against the New York Giants last week, a team who was in the top 4 in the NFC in the standings. And I think Steelers are just going to be able to beat up a little bit here on this Buffalo Bills team. Be interesting to see how the Steelers team does on defense, as they've looked decently as well. But I think this Steelers team is going to win on the road against the Buffalo Bills, 27-17. Next, we have an AFC South battle and a lead battle for the lead as well, as the Houston Texans take on the Indianapolis Colts. Houston comes in this game 6-6, but lost to the Green Bay Packers last week, putting them to a 3-game losing streak now. And the Colts picked this up. They now have a 6-6 record and picked up a big win over the New York Jets last week, winning 40-7. I believe the score was in that one. 41-7 it was. And this one, this will be a very interesting game. It depends how Osweiler decides to throw the ball in this one for the Texans. But I'm going to go with the Indianapolis Colts in this. I think this Colts team is starting to get things moving now. I think this team can do something here in this division that is a very tight race. 3 teams tied at 6-6 right now. I think the Colts are the better team in this one. And I'm going to go with the Colts winning this one 24-20 over the Houston Texans at home. And no surprise, Andrew Luck has another big game in this one. Next game, we have a battle in the NFC East as the Washington Redskins take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Washington comes in this game 6-5-1. So after suffering a loss last week to the Arizona Cardinals in a close one, they were driving down the field, but Kirk Cousins threw an interception in the final seconds in Arizona territory to make them lose that game. And the Eagles come in this game 5-7 after suffering a loss to the Cincinnati Bengals, now on a 3-game winning streak. Remember, this team was 4-0 coming into the season. They've only won 1 game since then. So Wentz and company having a bad run right now in that division and in their games so far this year ever since they've had that bye week. And this one I think is going to keep on going, as I think the Redskins will come back and pick up the victory in this one. Redskins stand going in a slump right now, have been dropped out of their playoff spot now. So they're trying to fight their way back into that. And I believe this will be a game that they can do that against an NFC East rival. Got to get the ball rolling here once again. And I'm going to have the Washington Redskins beating the Philadelphia Eagles on the road 20-14. Next, we have the Denver Broncos taking on the Tennessee Titans. Denver comes this game 8-4 with a win over Jacksonville last week. The Titans come in this game 6-6, trying to get into the playoff hunt and possibly take over the division lead, as they were on a bye week last week. So some time for them to rest and relax and get some more game plan on the Denver Broncos team. I think this is a hard game as well, as the Tennessee Titans have been playing very well recently. I think they can keep this ball rolling. They could be a hard competition here in the playoffs if they can get in. Broncos right now trying to hold on to that final wild card spot as well. And in this one, I'm going to go with the upset in this and pick the Tennessee Titans. I like the way Mariota's been playing recently. I think he can keep it going in this game, especially the one game he has behind him with Murray. Murray's been playing very, very great football, running the ball all this year, and I think he's going to keep it going in this one. Derrick Henry as well, a big running back for this team. He's been doing good recently. I think he could be a big help to this team against this struggling Denver run defense. I'm going to go with the Tennessee Titans beating the Denver Broncos in this one 20-17. Next, we have the Arizona Cardinals taking on the Miami Dolphins. Arizona comes to this game 5-6-1, as last week a win over the Washington Redskins. And the Miami Dolphins come to this game 7-5 after having a big winning streak going up. I think it was a 4-game winning streak. And finally losing to the AFC North leading Baltimore Ravens. And this one, both teams still technically in the playoff hunt a little bit, but it's going to take a lot of work for both these teams to get in. Miami, not for Miami, they're only a game out right now. But I think the Arizona Cardinals team may have a little bit going now after picking up a big win last week against the Redskins. I think they're going to get the win here against Miami. I think this defense is going to step up against this Miami team. Tannehill, yes, has been playing a lot better than he's recently been. Ajayi has been kind of shut down a little bit more after his 2 big games he had. And I think the Cardinals are coming up to win on the road in this one, 24-17. And also, congratulations, Larry Fitzgerald, with becoming 3rd in the all-time receiving list as well, catches-wise. Next, we have the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Minnesota comes to this game 6-6 right now. Look in the wild card, trying to chase down these Lions, who are leading the NFC North with they are 2 games behind the Lions in that one. And for the Jacksonville Jaguars, coming to this game 2-10, losing to Denver last week, and right now on a 7-game losing streak. Right now, I'm just going to go with my easy pick on this one of Minnesota Vikings. I think the Vikings should get things maybe a little bit more rolling in this one. They were close to beating Dallas last week, just could not convert on 2-point conversion, where it looked like there might have been a penalty on Sam Bradford at the end, but they did not call it. But Minnesota, I think, will come back in this one, end up beating up on the Jacksonville Jaguars a little bit, a team that's been struggling all season long. And the Vikings beating the Jaguars in this one, 27-10 on the road. And our final game here for part 1, the San Diego Chargers taking on the Carolina Panthers. San Diego comes this game 5-7 after picking up a loss last week to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Carolina Panthers coming in this one 4-8 after suffering a loss to Seattle on Sunday night in a very very bad beat down in that game. And a game where Cam Newton didn't even start in the first possession. He only missed one play because they ended up throwing an interception on the first play by Anderson. And it was in the receiver's hands. He just let it go through his hands and went right to the defense. And you know how much of ball hawks the Seahawks are. Get it? I guess I see a comment on myself, a little joke there. But anyways, this game, I think this is a very interesting game as well. This would be a hard one for me to pick between Cam Newton. Yes, I think he's gonna be very angry this game. We're already pretty mad at Coach Rivera right now, I believe. So it'll be interesting to see how this is gonna go coming in this one. Rivers and company, either they're on or they're off. It just depends how they play. In this one, I'm gonna actually go with the road team once again here, and I'm gonna go with the San Diego Chargers. I think they can do something against this Carolina team. Yes, this defense is pretty beat up, I think, right now, and I think Philip Rivers should be able to take advantage of this one. It just depends on what kind of game Philip Rivers plays. If he throws 2 interceptions, I think they're in trouble in this one. But I'm going to go with the San Diego Chargers beating the Carolina Panthers on the road 24-21. And that is it here for part 1 in Week 14 in the NFL. Again, if you want to watch part 2, you can go down in the description below. Click on the link and it'll take you right to that video. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say, though. If you want to comment below, do you agree with my picks this week in Week 14? Who do you think is going to make the playoffs right now? The teams I listed in the AFC wildcard. Who do you think is going to be a breakout player this week? I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. Also, if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that at ColeMartins57. I love to talk about sports on there, so if you guys want to talk to me about anything or want to see what I'm saying, you can do that, again, by following me at ColeMartins57. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe to my channel and see some more of my videos, you hit the subscribe button. I'd appreciate both those. And thank you guys for tuning in and watching this video. And you guys all have a great day.